Good evening, everyone. Let us bow our heads in prayer, please. Eternal God, our Father, we thank you for all your blessings that you have bestowed upon us. Thank you for giving us life, health, and strength. We ask you to continue to bless our counsel and guide us. And we ask your special blessing upon the city of Orangeburg, that we might be good stewards and that we might help where we are needed. And we thank you for all these blessings. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. I want to say good evening again to those of you that's in the audience and those of you that are listening by way of social media. Thank you for joining us tonight. We would like to, first of all, look at the consideration of October the 7th, 2025 City Council minutes.
Move for passage.
Motion has been made by Councilman Grievous,
Second.
second by Councilman Kitt. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Our third item is Domestic Violence Month. And I would like to we'd like to call Chief Austin and Miss yes, up, please.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council, Mr. Everin. We want to thank you for your continued support and encouragement. Domestic violence is still a significant issue for us. And so it's difficult for us to see it as a celebration, but as a time for us to offer support and encouragement for the victims and children of domestic violence. And of course, we continue to look for avenues in terms of addressing the problem of domestic violence, because when we look at our aggravated assault statistics, we know that a critical part of that is represented by domestic violence. So I want to thank Ms. Sanders for her work in that regard. She surely treats it as a calling in terms of dealing with the victims and the families of victims. And I'm going to ask her to share with you a couple of events that we have scheduled and that we would love for you to join us in those events.
Good evening. Once again, thank you, Mayor and members of council, so much for allowing us to come before you today to stress this very dangerous type of crime that we have experienced within our community, within our nation. And so certainly we don't take this opportunity for robbery. So we would like to first and foremost, again, say thank you. We will, as you know, we do have nationally Domestic Violence Awareness Month that we commemorate those that were victims of domestic violence. Some of them are with us. Unfortunately, there are some that were a demise of this actual incident. Certainly, we take the time to cherish each and every victim, whether you are a survivor or unfortunately has passed on as a result of it. But certainly, in our community, it is something that we see that is a problem. And so I heard someone say it's everyone's problem. And so with that being said, we're extending a strong invitation to City Council for you all to join us. We will be having Purple Thursday this coming Thursday. So we're asking for you all that if you put on your great purple outfits, we're going to take some pictures, and we were going to also extend it to the city of Orangeburg, so that we'll take some good pictures so that we know that we're joining together, not just single, not just public safety, but we're joining together as one, banning against domestic violence. Later on, towards the end of the week, the end of the month, on the 30th, we're having a balloon release. Unfortunately, we had a victim last year that was killed by his abuser. I've spoken with his family, and they have agreed to be a part of a balloon release in his honor. And so I would love for each and every last one of you to come and join us as we stand together as a city against domestic violence. You all have done a tremendous job in the past, certainly connecting with us to make sure that we are doing it together. And so tonight we extend a strong invitation to each and every last council member, each and every last citizen of the city of Orangeburg to come join with us as we celebrate and commemorate Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Okay, we have the,
Yes, we do.
let me present that to
Ms. Sanders,
Yes, ma'am.
what's the time?
The time for the balloon release is at 6 o'clock. And that's on October 30th, and it will be held right at Public Safety.
Okay.
Are there any more questions for them, for any council members? Whereas October is annually recognized as National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Although progress has been made toward preventing and ending domestic violence and providing support to survivors and their families, important work and remains to be done. Whereas there is a need to provide education, awareness, and understanding of domestic violence in its cause, and whereas domestic violence affects people of all gender, sexual orientation, ages, racial, ethics, and culture, social, religion, and economic groups in the United States and here in South Carolina, and whereas all survivors deserve the access to culturally response programs and services to increase their safety and self-sufficient, and whereas all communities deserve to access the culturally response prevention program initiatives to improve overall community health and safety by challenging the social norm and perpetuate violence, and the city of Orangeburg recognized this vital role that all South Carolinians can play in preventing a one-day ending domestic violence. Now therefore, I, Michael Butler, the mayor of the city of Orangeburg, South Carolina, do proclaim October 20th, 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month throughout the city of Orangeburg. Encourage all citizens to join in the campaign to eliminate domestic violence.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Chief, I would like for us to come here, and we ask all the council members to stay, please. And let's take a picture.
And Mayor, we'd just like to congratulate Ms. Anderson because she is everywhere with domestic violence, and we appreciate what you're doing. Good job.
Okay, Mr. Everin, item number 2.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Be more appropriate. Item number 2 for your consideration is third reading of an ordinance amending the business license ordinance of the city of Orangeburg to update the class schedule as required by Act 176 of year 2020. Again, as a reminder, this is the business license standardization ordinance that must be adopted every 2 years by municipalities that have business licenses. The ordinance is basically drafted by the municipal association, and it's based on changes that are recommended for the business license classes. There are no major changes, as I indicated previously, but just to highlight a few again, manufacturing was changed from Class 9 to Class 3. Transportation and warehouse was changed from Class 1 to Class 2. There are higher rates, real estate and rental lease changed from Class 7 to Class 6. Professional science and technical services from Class 5 to Class 4. Healthcare and social assistance from Class 4 to Class 3. So they're very minor changes, and I would ask that you consider adopting this ordinance.
Council, are there any questions about item number 2? If not, I'm going to read the ordinance. Amending the city business license ordinance to update the class schedule and providing for other related matters. We need a motion, please.
Mayor and council, I move the amending the city's business license ordinance to update the class schedule and providing any other related matters.
Motion has been made by Councilman Kidd. And seconded by Councilman Kalu. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor and council, for next item for consideration is first reading of an ordinance authorizing the transfer of approximately .21 acres of real property with improvements, if any, located at 215 Courthouse Square with county tax map number 0173-13-29-006.000. This is the property that's located on Middleton Street, right next to Williams & Williams Law Firm, and right across from the building with the mural. So it's the little green space there. We were approached by William Brothers LLC. Let me make sure I get that right. It's William Brothers Property LLC. They would like to purchase the property at a cost of $30,000 in order to beautify the area. I included the current, or the old renderings in your packet, but we expect to have more updated renderings at second reading in November that I will share with you and the public. But just for your reminder, they wanted to, again, just beautify the area, make it more like a pocket park, if you will. And so this ordinance will allow the sale of that property to Will Brothers Property LLC. Happy to answer any questions.
I have one question. This will be open to the public, like the outdoor dining patio? I mean, members of the community could come by?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's my understanding, that they will open it to the public. It'll be another kind of meeting space, if you will.
It's very nice.
Very good. Any questions? Any comments? All right. So we would like to entertain a motion for this. If you would do that in it for me.
I'll make a motion.
Yeah.
Make a motion that we accept this first reading of this.
Motion has been made by Councilman Hawkins,
Second.
second by Councilman Grievous. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The next item for your consideration is first reading of an ordinance authorizing the transfer of approximately .16 acres of real property with improvements, if any, located at 307 Jennings Court with county tax map number 0173-18-10-003.000. This property is in an old city park that's located at Jennings Court, between Jennings and Rowe Street. If you recall, we have a local developer who is an Orangeburg native, who's done well in life and wants to come back and invest in the community. He's purchased those properties over at Jennings Court with the purpose of rehabbing those properties. He wants to also build some additional housing units out there, which is why he's requesting the purchase of this old city park. We've had conversations with our Parks and Rec director, and it's our understanding that the park is seldomly used. So the renderings there are of what his plans are in terms of rehabbing the property. So the first phase would be to build a few new units like the ones you see on your screen. And then the second phase would be to rehab the 12 units that are currently there. And so what he's proposing is that we sell him the property for $2,500 with the reversionary clause, which would basically allow the city to repurchase the property for $2,500 plus any cost of any permanent improvements if the property is not rehabbed as he indicated that he would do it. He anticipates that the property, the phase one, the building of the new structures will be completed by the summer of 2026 if everything moves as he hopes with the approval of the sale. Happy to answer any questions.
First of all, I just want to say, that give me joy to see that area.
Yes.
Anything over there improve.
you're right.
I mean, it's been a depressed area, and it sits right in the heart of the Kansas City. And for this young man to want to invest in his city, it is phenomenal.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Is that first photo, was that the photo of what's currently there, or is it vacant?
It is there and people live there.
Okay, those people would be displaced?
They would not be displaced. The plan is just to rehab the units. There's no plan for displacement.
Okay, and their rent would stay the same going from this unit to that unit? or
It
how?
may go up a little bit.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. I can't really speak
Okay.
to that.
Because they pay $300 now, and for him to rehab it and get it, I know he got to take it up to get his money back.
Is there, do you know if there's any plan where these people will live while their home is being remodeled, or?
I don't know the exact plan. I don't think it's going to be too.
He's gonna find places for them to stay until he finishes, until they can move back.
Okay, I was just worried about, families being displaced from their home.
Yeah, he gonna find, I know the people live down there.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Irving,
Yes, sir.
I don't see, maybe I missed it, I saw privacy wall, parking.
That's a good question. I'm trying to remember. I went out there. I'm trying to remember where the parking is.
There is none to my.
Is it on the street? Is it a street
No,
parking?
no, it's,
I can't remember.
it's somewhere, it's somewhere up in there.
side?
Yeah, right here. See, that's right
It's a
there,
little parking there.
right there.
Yeah, that's on the side.
Then on the
On
other
the
side,
side.
over there. You park on the side, yeah.
Well, sure, Mayor, we can park on the side, but we want to make sure that if he's building this, at least he have parking for one car. Or if you could have it park one lane and two deep. To have no parking is what I see. It
I
may be
will-
there, but I don't see it.
I'll be happy to ask that question. That's a good question.
And that'll be just 2 units to replace those 2 units, or do you say there were more units?
So phase one is new units, and I think it's just those 2 units there where the current park is, and then there are 12 older units, current units that he's gonna rehab.
Is $2,500 about fair market value for that .16?
Well, probably, we don't know, but currently, again, it's just to encourage the investment. We have that clawback provision, if you will, the reversionary clause of if he doesn't do it within a 2-year period, then the city can purchase the land back for the price that we sold it. It's really an incentive
Gotcha.
to have the reinvestment.
It has been abandoned so long until just to see this makes a big difference for the city of Orangeburg.
Yes.
So we're just thankful.
Go ahead.
Does he have I had the same question as Councilman Hawkins in terms of the number of units in the first phase. So if you can just get confirmation on that as well. And then, does he have a completion date for the second phase? So the first phase is just summer 2026, right?
Yes, ma'am, and he said that for the second phase, the rehab phase would be 8 to 12 months after the completion of the first phase.
Okay.
Not bad.
And just, I guess, getting clarification on how long those individuals would be displaced, if it is going to be for those, or relocated, if it is going to be for the entirety of that 8 to 12 months.
Okay.
Also, would they be given preference of the first choice of coming back to that unit?
It is my understanding that they're not going to be
No, they're not gonna be
displaced.
evicted, they come back.
They come back.
No, yeah. He find a place for them to go, then they come back to that place.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Okay, we would like to entertain a motion for item number 4.
I move for approval of the first reading of the ordinance authorizing the transfer of approximately 0.16 acres of real property with improvement.
A motion's been made by Councilman Kalou,
Second.
second by Councilman Jordan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is, one opposed, and the rest approved. Ayes have it, the motion is carried.
Yes.
Okay, item number 5.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item number 5 is a resolution, approving a letter of intent between the City of Orangeburg and WF Media Group. As you all may recall, WF Media Group is a group that is run by Mr. Akintunde Warnock and his bride. They are wanting to house or use Stevenson as a hub for their comedy productions. Very excited about all of the ideas and plans that they have for the use of Stevenson. Basically, this letter of intent will allow them to use Stevenson, again, as a hub or home base to record comedy shows. It will provide them 24-hour access to administrative office spaces. The city would be entitled to 20% of ticket sales or revenue, so that there'll be some revenue sharing there. It's an exciting opportunity, I believe, for Orangeburg because it goes beyond just comedy shows. It can delve into film and just the entertainment value. It's clean family comedy. In fact, they have a show on Saturday that you all are all invited to. And we definitely invite the public to come out and attend. It's a comedy show. It's called the Search for the One, where they're having a contest to find the next great comedian. And so I think this would be the start of a very fruitful and prosperous partnership between the city and WF Media Group. So again, this letter of intent will allow us to begin that process. Happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions for Mr. Everett?
Did we discuss in terms of maintenance of this space while it's being occupied by WF Media Group, whose responsibility that would be?
Well, we would be responsible for overall maintenance, but just in terms of like janitorial services after the show, we can work that out. And we'd basically ask them to cover that, but I guess in their fees that they charge the public, some of that can go toward
So that
covering the
would be
janitorial services.
in excess of the 20% of the ticket sales?
We can negotiate that.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
And then are we still requiring that one of our city officials be present when
Yes.
they are using the space, and that cost for that official?
Yes, because that would be in any overtime if it's outside of the, say,
So
yes.
that would be in
Yes.
excess of the 20%?
Yeah.
Okay. just wanted clarity on that, and perhaps that could be language that's added to the contract as well.
Yeah, this is just the letter of intent. We'll work to get
Okay.
the actual contract.
How soon will we be having? That's what I'd like to know.
Saturday. Saturday is the
Saturday.
first,
Okay.
the first
Good.
event. And so, again, we're excited about that, and I think this is a tremendous opportunity for not only the city, but the surrounding area
Right,
to
yes.
provide good family entertainment. Folks always say there's not a lot to do in Orangeburg, but this will certainly help meet that need. And another, let me read some of the items for your benefit and the public. So we're talking about live comedy events, live television productions, holiday specials and gospel inspiration music concerts, feature films, an annual Orangeburg Comedy Festival beginning in 2027. Just a whole host of events that will continue to help activate Stevenson Auditorium. And as you recall, we talked about once we moved our administrative offices out of Stevenson, we wanted to continue to activate that event space to become a draw to our downtown. We've put a new roof over on the Stevenson Auditorium. We put new lighting, a new sound system. So we're continuing our renovation efforts of that space, and this aligns nicely with us continuing to activate that space.
I did have a question. This may be for the gentleman back here with the live podcast recordings. I know podcasts are very popular now. That's about all I listen to. Is that something that if somebody in the public was wanting to start a podcast, I know that equipment is pretty expensive, that they could come in and pay like a recording fee and come in and start that? Or is that something that y'all would be interested in, or is it more of just private on y'all's podcasts?
Thank you for the question. I hadn't thought about it that way. What I did think about was having some camps.
Okay.
Where you expose to the public, particularly young people, how to use the equipment and to train them. That's a part of our broader public service mission. But I hadn't thought about renting the equipment out. That could be something, once we have a space that's established, that could be actually facilitated rather consistently and efficiently. So,
Okay.
yeah. But definitely the educational piece is a big part, a big heartbeat of mine.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
You got something?
Yeah, I got something for you.
Yes, sir.
During your programs, are you going to use the city police?
Yes, yes. Whatever necessary security standard, usually when we go into a market, whatever the venue's security requirements, we maintain that on whatever that hourly rate is. And that's in addition, that's always in addition to the.
And you also
any-
have an insurance too, right?
Yes, 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 $1 million policy. Yes, yes.
And the 20% is just on ticket sales. Are you going to have like any refreshments or food or anything like that, or?
I would love to, and I know now that's not the possibility, but I would love to be able to offer some vending concessions, you know.
Okay.
We don't have food in there right now.
Okay.
And the city also gets sponsorship on all of our television projects. So at the end of the programming and strategic placement within the programming, Orangeburg will be adequately, significantly highlighted, and as well as our social media.
Along Councilman Hawkins' question, would you be selling any memorabilia or?
Yes,
Okay.
we have merchandise, Joke Farm merchandise, or artists merchandise. The different headliners that come in will have their own merchandise as well. So, but it would be great to have some Stevenson merchandise highlighting the historical nature and facts of the building. That's I think one of the best attributes is you have a nearly 100-year-old facility, and all the history that goes into that. can easily, that can be, you know, additional revenue, but that is something that would have to be established because you have licensing, you have standards that you have to create and maintain, so that's a broader conversation, but I think there's a huge potential for some additional merch into what our general merchandise offerings would be.
Well, thank you and WF Media Group for choosing Orangeburg. This is great for the city of
It is,
Orangeburg.
it really is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you. We're excited about it. We welcome everybody out to be our special guest on Saturday. We are filming. It'll be a 5-camera shoot on Saturday, 12 comedians, the best in each rounds of a nationwide talent search. So, and it will culminate in a 4-episode series that will be available on national streaming platforms and broadcast television. Our Christmas special that we shot just last Tuesday at the Bluebird went out to the distributor today. Already got rave reviews on that. So we have no doubt that the additional pieces from the Stevenson will be the same, and of course, Orangeburg will be highlighted in all of that. So we're excited to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Where
you.
can the public view this? Is this, what channels?
So the Christmas special will be on broadcast television. It'll be distributed via syndication. So each market has its own time and its own station. The local station for South Carolina, Columbia, and the Columbia TV market is the My Network station. It will also be available on our Joke Farm app, and it'll be available on Roku, Amazon, and later Tubi.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Once you get established, really established, are you going to do internships?
Yes.
That would be very good for the colleges and even high school
Yes.
students.
Yes, that's a big part of our heartbeat.
Right.
We've already begun having the conversations to have an extensive intern program. Just a little backstory, the way I got into production was by having exposure to it.
Right,
And my wife and I would sponsor, years ago, we would sponsor a group of 50 kids to go with me when I was producing a television show in Atlanta for BET. We would take
Okay.
50 kids up on a bus plus their parents, plus their chaperones. So that's a big heartbeat of ours, to have interns,
Yes.
for young people to be able to not just watch, but to touch
yeah.
and get into
Exactly.
and see exactly how you produce these shows, top to bottom.
Good.
Yes, yes.
Are there any more questions from Mr. Akintunde or either Mr. Every?
Mr. Everett, I just have one question. Is Stevenson Auditorium ready to use now, or is there any type of improvements that we need to make to host this gentleman, or?
It is ready to use now, but there are a number of improvements that we are planning to make, that we would like to make, for example, dressing rooms, restrooms, things of that nature. We would like to eventually put a digital marquee out in front to highlight the events that are going on. But to answer your question, in the short term, yes, it is suitable for use. And this would not interrupt any of our normally scheduled events that we have. So, for example, the Rose Festival pageant and things of that nature that we have annually would not be disrupted by Joke Farm.
Any more questions? Okay, we'd like to entertain a motion.
We need a motion for the resolution, yeah.
It's a okay, well, let me read the resolution. I'm sorry.
You gotta read it.
Yeah, it's a resolution. Here, I'm gonna read the resolution. The City of Orangeburg, okay, the resolution approving a letter of intent between the city and WF Media Group LLC and providing for related matters.
I move that we accept the resolution as stated.
Second motion.
A motion been made by Councilman Grievous and been seconded by Councilman Hannah. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. The motion is carried. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Yes, sir.
The next item for your consideration is a resolution approving a letter of intent between the city and LH Construction Incorporated and providing for related matters. As you may recall, a gentleman from LH came and spoke with you all LH is a company, a construction company that wants to construct hangars out at the airport. They are wanting to enter into a ground lease at the airport, not to exceed a 30-year term, to lease approximately 75,000 square feet, during which they will build hangars. They are responsible for going out and getting airplane to fill those hangars. It would be very beneficial to the airport because we're talking fuel cell sales and things of that nature. So it's really not going to cost the city anything other than leasing them the space, the ground space. Let's see, if approved, the construction would begin within 6 months after the execution of the ground lease, and it will be completed within 12 months of executing the ground lease.
Do we know the amount he has in mind for leasing each of the hangars?
Don't know that offhand. You're talking about the lease. I think it's going to depend on the size of the hangar, but I can ask Miss Betty.
Miss, the airport, he's right
Oh,
there.
you're here?
Let him come.
If you don't mind, Mayor.
No, let him come in.
Thank you.
They-
I don't work for LH Construction. I actually was the one that introduced them to Betty Baker to get here. But yeah, to answer your question, they are actually selling those hangars. So those hangars will be sold to individual people that will be living there for the duration of the lease. And then they will be paying the lease amount for the land in proportion to how big the hangars are.
So he's selling the hangars?
The hangars are being sold, yes, that's correct.
Okay. But we
Is this
don't know.
like a-
Oh, okay.
Like a condo, kind of, like you buy into it, but after,
Exactly right. There's going to be a hangar association, which is just like a condo association. They'll be responsible for maintaining the land, maintaining the lease, and any maintenance that would be required on top of it.
and all these are the same size T hangars?
There's some subtle, slight changes. The ones on the ends would have a little bit larger room, but generally speaking, yeah, they're very similar in size.
And the largest aircraft you could put in these would be like a 172 or SR-22?
You can get a little bit bigger, you can get an SR-22. It would probably be just big enough for an SR-22.
Okay, so more of this is just personal use aircraft?
Exactly right, yeah. And that's mostly for training or for individual use or whatnot. That's correct.
I think it'd be good because it'll help with the cost and everything of the airport. You know, we wanted to market it and make it bigger, make it better, and get it out there with them, people coming in and having places to park their planes and buying them and buying fuel. That would help with the operations of the airport. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. As you all know,
I
that
think
we,
Mr.
I'm sorry.
You know, Mayor, you're dead on point. Everybody's on point. As we look to expand and grow, and that's happening, I'm a regular visitor to the airport.
Yeah.
I was out last week. I talked to Ms. Betty. But we must caution ourselves as we can't grow one element and don't grow another. Sometimes it grows and you don't know it's growing. And this airport, it's major, it's not an Uber. This airport is a whole fleet of Ubers. So if we can endorse it, where we don't have to spend our funds, but we just have to watch the situation. So it's going to be a grand time, and I think he asked Ms. Griever said what some of them you already sold some.
We have 16
Pre-sold.
people on the interest list right now.
Yeah, so it's going to be on.
16?
16.
Yeah, it's going to be on.
And what's the amount total of hangars? Is it 16?
We're aiming for up to 30.
Okay.
It's a good
We got the room out there for.
We can do more.
Okay. And we are, one thing about out there, we are expanding, you know, the runway. We got the money, the federal money to expand the runway, and this is really making it big.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I just want to touch on one thing, like Mr. Hannah said, you know, the first thing somebody, when they're coming in, somebody who's making big economic impact in Orangeburg, they're not coming 26 or 301, they're coming into this airport. And I think it's definitely that's your first sight of Orangeburg, is coming to that airport and seeing that FBO and seeing the runway and seeing the hangars. So I think it's definitely a great thing, especially with us not having to come up with any funds right offhand. So
Oh, yeah,
I'm all
super.
for it.
That's super.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wonderful news.
You gonna say something? Okay. You said something?
No, it's a wonderful news.
Okay, all right. We want to read the resolution if if no more saying.
Yeah.
Approving a letter of intent between the city and the LH Construction, Inc., and providing for related matters. We need a motion.
Mayor and council, I move for the resolution approving letter of intent between the city and LH Construction Incorporation, provided for related matters.
Motions have been made by Councilman Kidd,
Second.
second by Councilman Kalou. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
You abstain? Approve, and one abstain. Ayes have it, the motion is carried.
Mayor, if I may, before you all enter into executive session, Mr. Warnock would like to take some pictures if, with.
Who's
with-
that?
Mr. Warnock would like
Oh, okay, all
to
right.
take some pictures with
We ask
council.
everybody to stay back a little bit, so Mr. Warnock can take pictures of us, if you wish.
Oh, okay.
Matters pertaining to Department of Public Utilities. Thank you, sir. All right. Executive session, item number 7, performance evaluation discussion, City of Orangeburg, Department of Public Utilities, South Carolina Code, Section 30-4-70A1. Item number 8, receipt of legal advice, South Carolina Code 30-4-70A2, cemeteries, municipal election, hate crime ordinance, Columbia Road property. We would like to entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So move.
It's properly moved by Councilman Grievous.
Second.
Second by Councilman Knotts. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. Good night, everyone, and thank you for being here.